Credit is a valuable tool that makes it easier to get the things you need and to manage your personal finances. Just about everybody at one time or another uses credit. So it's important to remember that credit is a good thing. However, too much of a good thing can become a problem. And this is especially true for debt. Your track record in securing credit as well as managing and paying off your debt creates a credit history. And that credit history is reflected in your credit report. Lenders and others may review your credit report to decide if they are going to loan you money, issue you a credit card, lease you an apartment, or even offer you a job. So having good credit is very beneficial and important. The first and most important step in building good credit is to know where you stand, which means you need to get a copy of your credit report and find out your credit or FICO score. By law, you can get a copy of your credit report from the 3 major reporting bureaus for free. Those agencies are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Visit www.annualcreditreport.com to find out how to request your report. So why is good credit so important? Your credit history impacts a lot more than just whether or not you get a loan or how high the interest rate will be. Insurance companies use your credit history to set your auto, home, and other insurance rates. More and more employers look at your credit rating and history as part of background checks. And they often draw conclusions about responsibility and character based on your score before they extend an employment offer. Landlords typically pull your credit report before they'll rent you a house or apartment. And when it's time to turn on your utilities, the utility company may decide what your deposit is going to be based on your credit history. If you have a poor credit score, you're seen as a greater credit risk, no matter what the circumstances were that shaped your credit history. Bottom line, your credit score number matters. So the goal is to earn and keep a good credit score. The most commonly used rating, which is a number between 300 and 850, is based on information in your credit report. Think of it as your financial report card. About 75% of Americans have a score of 650 or higher. A good score is generally considered to be 700 or above. So this means that about 25% of the population score below 650 or have no score at all. To build good credit, you need to know how credit history is rated and compiled, and then manage these credit report categories by making informed choices that impact your credit score in a positive way. About 35% of your score is your payment history, so pay your bills on time, all of them. If you were late or skip payments, your credit score will be negatively affected. 30% of your score is based on how much you owe as a percentage of your total available credit. If you live within your means and don't overborrow, you'll strengthen this area. If you borrow too much or you max out your credit cards, your score will be lower. 15% of your score is based on the length of your credit history. A long history of meeting your obligations indicates that you are a good risk for a new loan, a credit card, or other services. Keep your credit card accounts open even after you pay them off. Another part of the score comes from the number of new or recent applications for credit you've made. Lenders see how many times others have looked at your credit history and how many times you have applied for credit. Too much activity is a yellow flag, but not necessarily a negative. The last 10% of your score considers the types of credit you use. Typically, lenders prefer to see a mix of credit cards, home mortgage, auto loans, rather than a bunch of similar loans, all credit cards, for example. When combined, all of these factors help to make up your credit score. It's never too late to establish or improve your credit score. By following these guidelines and only borrowing what you really need, you'll be on the road to building a solid credit history.
Thank you.